One thing I've learned out about Ouija boards is all the different feelings and emotions when it comes to the Ouija board.
Yes.
Talking to Aunt Patricia today, she said it's nothing but a board.
Right.
It's not neither good nor evil.
Correct.
It's nothing. It's the way you use them. And she only questions it in her religious background is because it can be so easily manipulated through your subconscious mind. Or what do you? I had her on speakerphone because I wanted to listen to the conversation. What do you take from that?
Actually, everything that she was saying was what I read today on an article in the Smithsonian magazine. This Robert Murch, I think his name was, has been researching Ouija boards since 1992 because there really wasn't very much of a history about it. He's like, well, where did it come from? Who did it? Where did it get its name? So the actual board, the Ouija board, didn't come out until 1891, and it's really close to the way it looks today. But the planchette, this goes back a lot longer. Well, maybe not this kind of planchette, but they used to do automatic writing with something very similar, only this is a little piece of plastic that rolls around on the board. They used to have a little thing with casters and wheels, and they'd have a pencil in it and do automatic writing, which is, arguably, like Patricia said, there's no good or evil in the Ouija board, but there is a psychological thing, your ideomotor responses. Anybody who you can be honest and intelligent, and you can still get the answers that you're looking for because your subconscious mind is acting in a different area with your muscles than your conscious mind.
Remember when you
and you kind of, if you want to be scared, you're going to, like Patricia said, if you want to be scared, you're going to be scared.
Well, when you brought that up, I was listening to a couple stories. People were messaging me throughout the weekend leading up to the show. Well, what about when what do you call it, the planchette?
Mm-hmm.
I always have trouble with that word. Was they had walked away from the board and it was moving on its own.
Well, I don't know. I guess I would have to witness that myself to say what I thought. That would be weird.
But, I think it's pretty plain and simple that the Ouija board is one of the many ways of communicating. When you were talking about when it came out, I think you had told me that Hasbro was the first one to come out with the Ouija board called it Ouija.
No, it was Kenner Novelty.
Well, they sold the rights.
Right.
Didn't somebody employed for the company
sold
the rights
eventually
to
back in the once they got into the 1900s.
Parker Brothers had bought it several years ago or something. They own all the exclusive rights to it now. I guess